in 24 hours with me. As a retired person, I'm going to show you what I do in a day. How's it going, Reinventors? I'm Amelia, and this is Reinventing You. This is the channel where you can be inspired to take your own reinventing journey so that you can live a life of joy, fulfillment, and purpose. I post once a week. I'm glad you're here. If you would, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Now, I have to say that this video is 24 hours of my day, but it's sort of like a sample of what I do in a typical day because there's no day that's going to be the same. So what I did was, in this video, every minute of the video will be a different activity that I do some days, and there may be other activities that I may mention as we go. I hope that you enjoy this 24 hours of my day. I hope that you enjoy this 24 hours of my day. So one of the first things that I do is I make videos. I'm a YouTube creator. So you see here where I've got my setup for doing my videos, and I'll just show you a little bit about that. Now I'm probably going to voice over the rest of this video, but I just wanted to show you a little bit about what I'm doing. So there's the camera. Say hey. And then the backdrop, that's my temporary backdrop till we move. You can see that a little bit more in detail there. So this way you can see one of the things that I do in retirement is create videos. I hope that you find a way in your retirement or not retirement to be creative. One of the things I've talked about several times is getting a good night's sleep. And I've become creative in how I wake up in the morning. Yep, that's my new alarm. Every morning the light comes on. It's on a timer. It comes on at 6:30 a.m. and it has been the best way to wake up. It's not disruptive like if you have an alarm clock. There's nothing that I can't reach over and turn it on snooze. You know, when the light goes off, I have to get up. Now, there have been a couple of times when I've slept maybe 10 or 15 minutes, but normally when that light comes on, I am awake. It's a great way to make sure I've gotten a good night's sleep. And every morning I also do a devotional. Now, as you can see, I'm kind of popular. When I do my morning devotional, my dog wants her breakfast is what's happened here. So, and I'm checking to make sure I'm still recording. But every morning I do a devotional. Sometimes I have a devotional book. I read the Bible. I have prayer time. And then I also usually have some kind of book. Sometimes it's religious. Sometimes it's secular, where I do some reading, maybe one chapter or so. I do this every morning. I've tried to do meditation. I've tried to, listen to things. But usually this is the best way for me to start the day. Move. She's like, I'm going to go daddy's speed. He's going a little slowly. That's fine with it. We try to walk at least 3 times a week, weather permitting. Now, my husband has a rule: if the weather is or the temperature is under 40, we don't walk. Sometimes we have occasionally, but I know we're wimps. Yes, we live in the South. I get it. We take our dog. She's much better when she walks because she's not as grumpy and irritable with the cats and all that kind of stuff. She is 12 years old, so, that's much better when she walks. We're probably much better too. Now, we used to have to avoid other dogs because she's not very friendly with other dogs. She's great with people, not so great with dogs. Now we have to avoid other dogs and people. I do have a mask with me, although we don't wear them when we're actually walking. We're going to stop here, Yuki. I spend some of my day, well, basically every day, doing general beauty things, like dealing with my hair, and here I am looking for gray hairs. Yes, I'm still looking for gray hairs. One of the problems with parting your hair in the middle, you discover new gray hairs. But anyway, I do spend time on my hair, other beauty things every day. I am not great with hair. I'm just telling you right now, I'd rather it be short. I have not gone to get a haircut since the pandemic started. I'm still wary of it. Once I've
gotten all my vaccines, I will probably go, and I'm looking forward to it because I'm really tired of having longer hair and trying to keep up with trimming and all that mess. But hopefully that will be ending soon.
And frankly, I'm just tired of having a middle part. So I'm going to be old-fashioned and all that mess, but I'm going back to a side part. If you're under 30 and that freaks you out, then you're just going to have to get over it.
Now, one of the things I have done in the last 2 years is I have a part-time job in a fair trade store. Now, when the pandemic started, I backed off on actually going into work and did a lot of things online, but we have, gone back to having regular business hours, and I've done regular hours as an employee. And I really enjoy what I do. It is challenging. Being a salesperson is not part of my makeup. So that has been, a challenge, but it has been good in the last 6 months to get out of the house and not be stuck at home all of the time. Now, you can see here I'm wearing a mask, and I have to say, I know people laugh about people wearing masks in the car, but one of the things I have to do is make sure I have my mask with me when I leave. I usually wear one that's a little bit thicker than this one, but I just did this because of, publicity purposes for this video. But anyway, I put this on when I get in the car because that way I know I've got my mask. Now I take it off as I'm driving or as like I am doing now. But, it may look stupid at first, but it means I have the mask with me. Now, I have to just say here that it is freaking difficult to video driving in the car. I did not realize it was going to be so hard. I see so many videos with people driving or doing their videos from the car, but it is just not easy. Now, right now, I work about 2 or 3 days a week, depending on the week and the schedule. We're trying to do a lot of different things, shifting our point of sale, adding barcodes, which we didn't used to use. And I certainly don't mind the extra hours because if you work extra hours, it means you get the extra income. And that has certainly helped, especially now that we have a child in college. I absolutely hate cleaning, but I'm usually the one who does the cleaning. Now, when I was working full time, we did have a maid service. I like to tell people in the church that I did not receive the gift and grace of cleaning, and I seriously don't. I'm terrible at it. I do watch YouTube videos about cleaning tips and tricks because I really never learned how to do it properly, I guess. In fact, I know it looks like I'm doing a really fast job here, but I actually sped this up so you wouldn't have to watch me flounder around vacuuming. We probably need vacuuming more often because we do have pets that let off a lot of hair and other dirt and just regular dust and wear and tear. But I probably maybe every other week, maybe every 3 weeks, do vacuuming and dusting and that kind of thing. Like I said, I don't like it, but like everybody else, it's got to be done. And I have to say, my husband is great about straightening the house, and he will chip in cleaning. He doesn't mind it as much as I do, but we're not regular housekeepers. Another project that I've been working on recently is cleaning out in preparation to move. Now, I have to point out that the green light is in here because my son changed the bulb in this closet and all he could find was an outdoor bulb, so that's why it looks terrible. Anyway, one of the things that I've been doing is going through my scrapbooking. Oh my gosh, you just don't know. I probably have thousands or spent thousands of dollars in scrapbooking. I did that probably in the 90s mostly, early 2000 when our son was young, all that kind of stuff. I scrapbook. I mean, that was my major hobby. That's where I spent all my money. And so I have so much, I have to say, crap that I'm going through. Some of it's stuff I want to keep, but I realize how often do I really look at my scrapbooks? I don't look at them that often. How often does my family look at the scrapbooks? Pretty much never. So I'm just trying to be realistic in how much I want to keep and what I'm going to be throwing away. So I do this about every day. So I'm going through the scrapbook stuff every day, and every week we have something called Thirsty Thursday, and that's the time when I deal with our plants. Now, a lot of people have gardens in their backyard and that sort of thing. We happen to have like a little greenhouse attached to the current parsonage, the current house that belongs to the church where we live right now, and that's where we keep all of our plants during the winter time. And I am in charge of making sure everything stays watered every week. So here I am checking everything out. So far, everything has made it through the winter, so that is really good. I'm hoping everything will make it through the move. Now we just have to figure out where everything's going to go once we are fully retired and in our new house. In the meantime, I have Thirsty Thursday to keep me busy. Another activity that I do probably pretty much weekly or every other week is planning. Here I am, I'm actually planning our grocery list. We go to the store, well, we try to go to the store just once a week. Sometimes it's more often. And I'm sitting here planning our meals. I also spend some time planning our schedule, planning videos like this one, planning times where we're going to the lake or making plans of where things are going to go when we're downsizing in our house. And so a lot of time every week is spent simply doing some planning. And a lot of times when I do planning, I do make a list of everything we need to accomplish. And when it comes to making YouTube videos, it's not just about filming the video, it's about editing the video. Now, I used the example in this frame. Well, I'm actually recording from my iPad. I'd used my other video that I'd done, I think, last week, so I've sort of changed it a little bit. And you'll see in a minute I've typed in what I'm working on right now. But I just wanted to give you an idea of what it takes to create or to edit a video. You have to take all of the parts and put them together. For instance, in this video, I've made all of these minutes you see over a period of a couple of days, actually several days. And I had to put them all together, which was harder than I thought it was going to be because I had to also reduce the amount of time I had on film. But I've learned how to edit. Now, at this point, you're probably thinking I'm all work and no fun, but I do spend time relaxing. And one of the things that I really enjoy doing is working on puzzles. And this was one that my son gave to me for my recent birthday. And I will spend hours. I guess when I originally sat down, I thought I'd be able to finish this puzzle for the video. That didn't happen, but I really do enjoy it. I find it relaxing. In fact, I recently read an article that said doing puzzles actually works 2 or 3 different parts of your brain, and it is a great exercise to do. So if you are over 50 and you're looking for something, I recommend puzzles. If puzzles is not your thing, find something that really does exercise your brain. And even if you're not anywhere near that age, I think it's good for all of us to find a hobby or an activity that gets our brains working in different ways and something that's a lot of fun to do. Now, I'm sure all of you can relate to this, that during the pandemic, it has been very difficult to be social. And I'm not a particularly, I'm not going out all the time with friends and doing things, but I do social activities so that I've had to really do things, be, I guess, more intentional, is that the word, about doing things with others. In other words, whether it's a Zoom call or it's a phone call or texting or Facebooking, messaging, is that right? Yeah. All of those things, I've really had to reach out and, just spend time with people on the phone more than I probably would have otherwise. Whether or not we are in a pandemic, I think it's very important for all of us to spend time socializing with each other, however we do it, whether it's by phone or in person. And especially when you retire, because you don't have the coworkers around you and people sort of built in your everyday life. So socializing is so important. Now, speaking of social, I do spend time on social media. And one of the things I do, I watch YouTube videos and I check out my Facebook. I do a little bit of Instagram, but as many of you know, I'm not really good at Instagram, so I don't do that as often. I have particular YouTubers that I follow regularly and others that I just occasionally check out what they're doing. And I just want to say here that I did not pose my cat to be in this video. He just ended up showing up all kinds of places. His name is Clovis. He's definitely my cat. And he is an attention hog, as you can tell. In the meantime, I do try to limit my social media time because it is a black hole. You can really get sucked into doing a lot of social media. I usually check it out once in the morning and once in the afternoon.
Morning, ready? Show everybody what you can do. There's the mousy. Go get the mousy. Yes. Whoa. Okay. Can you bring it up here? You know, bring it up here. What about this? Whoa, you got it. Okay, here we go. Whoa, there's.
As you can see from these clips, I do spend time with my pets. We have 2 cats and a dog. The cat and the dog are mine. And I try to spend time, both of my cat and my dog like to play fetch. Go figure that one out. So I decided to show you a little bit about what that's like. And sometimes one of them gets jealous of the other, but they actually do get along. Another thing that we enjoy doing, my husband and I enjoy watching shows on the TV, movies and television shows. We are not into much binge watching. And I have to say, we actually did not watch that much at the beginning of the pandemic. Really, it was toward the end of the year. Maybe we sort of got bored with whatever else we were doing. And we finally started watching more television shows. I think here I was trying, checking out something I might start watching. If you have recommendations on something that you watched recently and you found it really good, we had a friend of ours who got us into Foyle's War, and we're finally in the 8th season. It's taken us a while. I think we've been watching it since the pandemic started. Our son got us watching Twin Peaks again. And so we just like to watch series. We maybe watch 1 or 2 episodes a night, and it's just a lot of fun. I love to bake. And when I say I love to bake, I mean like sweets, breads, the unhealthy foods. And in fact, if I had thought about it more carefully, I probably should have started a cooking YouTube channel when I first started YouTubing. However, baking really relaxes me. I do tend to dirty up pretty much every dish in the house, as my husband will complain. And I make ginger snaps for him. That's one of his favorite little nighttime treats. But I also like doing other cookies, pies, cakes, breads. Like I said, anything that's unhealthy, I enjoy doing. I maybe spend some time every week in the kitchen, maybe an hour a week, doing some kind of baking. And recently I did break my KitchenAid mixer. It still works, but it sounds funny. So I don't know what I'm going to do next. And here you see some of the cookies. I realized when I did the video, I forgot to show you the finished product. And that Fox is actually a cookie jar, and I've put those chocolate chip cookies in it. And one of the other things that we really enjoy doing is playing board games. Our newest favorite is Ticket to Ride. That's the American version. And we have Switzerland and India over there on the sides. Our son got us into this game, and I totally blame him. But we enjoy playing. We do about 2 or 3 times a week. And we have to leave an empty box open on the table for the cat to sit in so he won't bother us during the game. My husband is extremely competitive. I'm not really that competitive, but I hate to lose. So, there are some games that I do tend to lose my temper at, but Ticket to Ride has been one that we've really enjoyed playing. One of the things I also like to do is make some homemade, I guess, health products, personal products. Here I am making some soap, what do you call it? Liquid soap, I guess, for the bathroom. I also make my own deodorant, and I'm starting to make my own lotion. I like to do it because I can put the essential oil, the scent that I like in it. I know what's in it. I can control that. I make lip balm, all of those things that I enjoy doing. It's, I guess in a way, it's kind of like baking. But it's also a way to know that, okay, the products are not going to be, they're natural. I know what's in them. And I can, control, I don't know, the amounts. That's not right. But I know what packaging I'm using. I reuse the packaging. I feel like it's environmentally sound. And so it's something that I enjoy doing, both for myself and for my family. I probably make a personal product about once every other week. One thing that retirement and the pandemic have taught me is the importance of taking an afternoon nap. Even if I watch an ASMR video or simply read, having that siesta is so important for my mental, emotional, and physical health. Obviously, I usually end up with a cat or two in my lap. This is the usual scene, actually most of the time, not just when I'm napping. This is an unusual scene because our cats do not get along. The cat in front is my husband's cat, Bella, and she and Clovis are not exactly best buds. We've never had cat. We've had, what, 7 cats? 6 cats? We've never had cats that really got along with each other, and those two are pretty much at it all the time. So to see them sleeping by each other like this is pretty unusual, but I highly recommend a nap every day. And my most favorite activity to relax I don't know, I guess my most favorite relaxing activity is to read. I do read mostly on a Kindle. If I check a book out of the library and I start reading an actual book, my husband will be like, "Oh my gosh, you're reading a real book." And I do tend to go through them very quickly. Nothing particular serious on my Kindle. Usually it's romance of some kind or fiction, definitely. Occasionally I'll read something that's nonfiction, but usually those are in the morning, or if there's something I want to read about for my videos here on YouTube, then I'll spend time doing that separately. But I do enjoy reading. It's very relaxing for me. A lot of times I do have a cat on my lap, or as you see here, a cat present anyway. And I don't know, maybe go through about 6 books a week, possibly, something like that. I've always been a big reader, and I read every single day.
I hope that you have enjoyed watching 24 hours of my day. They're 24 hours or at least 24 minutes you're not going to get back for your day. If you have not subscribed, please do so now. Don't forget to give me a comment below and let me know, maybe there's something that you have a question about or you want to know more about, or maybe you're retired and say, hey, I do that too, or you're reinventing yourself and you might wonder why I'm doing a particular thing, or have a suggestion for me, maybe even suggest movies to watch. I don't know. I have enjoyed making this video. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. I'm Amelia. This is Reinventing You. Have a great one.